Hi, I'm Dave. So I was in the supermarket today and I saw my favorite Pop Tarts, blueberry, and I thought, I wonder what all the different kinds taste like. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, sort of a taste test. So today we're going to look at 5 different toaster pastries, all blueberry flavored. I will rank them according to 5 criteria, a scale of 1 to 3, 2 being average, 1 being below average, 3 being above average. And they will be looks, which is basically how it looks compared to the box, taste, texture, nutrition, and, because we live in the real world, price. So join me as I taste the blueberry Pop Tarts. So we're going to start with what I consider the standard blueberry Pop Tart. Kellogg's Frosted Blueberry Pop Tarts. Now, to be fair, I'm going to cook them all the same. It's in a toaster oven, 1.5 minutes. This tells us to toast on the lowest setting and let it cool before eating. You know, if you read the back of the box here, I didn't realize toaster pastries were so dangerous. Listen to this, caution. If pastry is overheated, frosting and filling can become extremely hot and can cause burns. Due to the possible risk of fire, never leave the appliance unattended when in use. Children should be supervised. Risk of fire? Really? Anyway, we're going to heat them all for 1.5 minutes in my toaster oven. Well, here we are. Here's the first one. And to be honest, I'm a little disappointed. This does not look like the box. They kind of missed with the frosting. It's off center, and the filling is oozing out of the holes. So I'm going to have to give it a 1 for look. Hopefully it's cool enough. Actually, let's do this. What do you think? Does that look the same? The filling doesn't look quite as generous either. So let's taste it. I've let it cool so I don't burn myself because it could be extremely hot. And there's your basic Pop-Tart flavor. Frosting, nice blueberry taste. Mild pastry, we'll give that a 2. Texture is also a 2, because this is kind of the standard that we're going to measure everything else against. So in terms of price, you get a box of 8 for $3 at Market Basket. That's 37.5 cents each. And then, again, this will be 2, this will be our standard. We're going to talk about nutrition at the end. Next, we're going to do Kellogg's unfrosted Pop Tarts. It's cooking. These are not my favorite because I kind of like the extra sugar hit, but let's give it a try and see what they're like. All right, so here we have it. Again, the filling is oozing out, which I find unattractive. So we're going to have to knock it down to a 1. Let's see how the filling looks here. What do you think? I think that doesn't look too bad. But still, the oozing is, no, that's just wrong. All right, let's try for taste. You know, I don't really miss the sugar frosting that much. I'm going to say it's as good as the other one, so I'll make it a 2. The texture's fine. And it's the same price, so we'll give it a 2 for that too. All right, let's move on to the next one. Well, next we're going to do Pop Tarts Blueberry Frosted Protein. This is a new product, I think. I haven't seen it before. It has indeed 10 grams of protein as opposed to 4 grams. So it has 10 grams of protein as opposed to 4 grams, so it does have more protein for those of you who are looking to bulk up. In terms of the look, yeah. What do you think? Again, sloppy on the frosting. It's oozing out, and the filling doesn't look quite as generous as they lead you to believe on the box. So I'm going to have to give it a 1 for look. By the way, this one smells sweeter in the toaster than the other ones, and I noticed that it toasted up browner, which is interesting for the same amount of time. So let's have a taste and see what it's like. Does that taste any different? I don't know. Can't really tell. I guess it's a blueberry. We're going to give it a 2. Texture's fine. The price, however, is a little bit higher. It's at 44 cents a piece rather than 37.5. I don't think that's enough to bump it up, so I'm going to still give it a 2 for price. It's the protein. All right. Next, we're going to do Market Basket Blueberry Toaster Pastries. Let's see if the generic brand is as good, shall we? All right, so how does it look? Well, there's no oozing, that's good. The frosting's a little sloppy, but it's better. I'm going to give this a 2. I'm going to say this is sort of our standard. Before we talk too much about that, let's look at the blueberry. Well, it looks a little darker, but again, it's not as. I don't think any of these are giving you as much filling as they seem to imply on the box, but it is to be expected. You know, it doesn't have as much taste. The blueberry is weaker. Pastry's the same, but I'm gonna have to bump it down to a 1. Texture's fine. Price, however, we're going to come in at 3 because they're 20 cents each. $1.19 for a pack of 6. That's quite the bargain. And finally, we're going to do these Nature's Path Organic bunch of blueberries frosted flavored toaster pastries. Organic. So if you were into organic, let's see if this is a good organic option. I noticed as I was putting it in the toaster that they are darker, and they indeed have whole wheat flour. So we'll see how that makes a difference. Well, there we go. You know, none of these guys are really representing these accurately. Does this look like the same thing to you? And the frosting is thin. I can barely see the filling here. Gonna have to give it a 1. It does not look like what it says on the box. Sorry. It's got an odd smell to it too. What is that? I don't know. It's got a different sort of smell. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of filling in here. There's very little filling. It's actually dry. Hardly any blueberry at all. Texture? Texture's okay. I mean, it tastes like whole wheat. So it's a little sturdier texture. But I tell you, here's where they really get you. Price is $3.99 for a package of 6. That's 66.5 cents each. That's almost twice as much as the standard Pop Tarts, and 3 times, more than 3 times as much as the Market Basket. So the question really is this 3 times better than this? I don't think it is, actually. I don't think it is. So we'll have to look at that. So as far as nutrition goes, I mean, let's face it, these are not terribly good for you. They're fat-wise, calorie-wise, pretty much all the different measurements that are on the label, these all are within a few points of each other. They're all pretty much the same. I'll say this, the Market Basket has no blueberries in it. It has blueberry juice. The Pop Tarts have dried blueberries and dried grapes, and the organic Nature's Path has blueberries in it. So I think I'm going to give Market Basket a 1. All 3 of the Pop Tarts will get 2s, and the Nature's Path, because it's organic, it's better for you in that sense. I'll give it a 3. Future Dave here. I meant to say that the protein should get a 3 because it's got more protein in it. So here are the totals. The Nature's Path Organic, while it may be good for you, it really doesn't taste very good. And it's expensive. So it's coming in at an 8. The regular Pop Tarts and the toaster pastries all come in at a 9. And the protein Pop Tarts, because it does have a lot more protein, it's 10 grams versus 3 or 4. It comes in at 10. So this is really kind of my favorite then. And when I reach for a Pop Tart, this will probably be what it is. Your opinions are your opinions. These are my opinions. This is Dave signing out.